Let us hop on a plane and a train and skip on over to London because you know what time of year it is. It is time for a floral feast for your eyes, and that is what you're going to get in this week's video. Hello you lovely bunch, welcome to this video. I'm hoping that this video is going to be really long but full of loads of fun stuff. I am going to put you down because I have a big lens on this camera and she heavy. I have a little kitchen actually where I'm staying. I'm in London for the Chelsea Flower Show, baby. Now today, I have a pass. I love how I blag a press pass. I have a pass for tomorrow, which will be going to the Chelsea Flower Show. Mr. Carrington got one too. Louise Pentland just messaged me there because she saw I was in London. She's also got a pass. Oh, this lovely girl, what is her name? I need to get her Instagram. Wait, you guys, is it Emma? You guys would absolutely love her. I met her at Hampton last year. She does garden stuff. She hosts QVC. Let me see. Yes, Emma is her name. Her Instagram is, I'll put it on the thing, Emma Jo Real Davies. Emma Jo Real Davies. She's really nice. I met her in person last year at Hampton. Really nice. So anyway, point is, I have some pals this year. I got in super early this morning because flights are expensive. I don't need to tell you that at the moment, and so is accommodation, so I kind of had to get on the early flight. However, the airport was crazy when I was in the airport at 10 to 6 this morning. Was it? Yeah, 5:30. And I was so anxious because it was just so busy. I haven't seen, maybe it's the summer time of year that we're coming into, mid-May, people starting to go on holidays, I don't know, but it just felt like everybody was leaving Ireland and flying and security was crazy. Now it was busy, it was efficient, fair play to the security staff, but I just felt really, oh god, like irritable, you know when you're anxious and you feel irritable. But anyway, I am here. I'll get into the footage that I shot this morning. So I had a couple of hours to kill before I could check into my room, and I went down to Sloane Square, King's Road. They're starting to set up the floral displays, but a lot of them were not up. But I did find a cute, sorry if my thing is rocking, I did find a really cute little garden centre. It was tiny, I think it's like Chelsea Garden something, really cute. And I found just some pretty things along my journey, so I'll get into that footage now and I will get more of those displays in the morning. So it was super early on the Sunday when I arrived in London, and I was expecting all of the flower displays to be up, but the festival actually starts on the Monday the 22nd, so today all of the people were setting up their flower stands and their displays. So I got as many complete ones and footage of the ones that are done as I could, and then in the morning on the walk down to Chelsea I will try and get some more of the ones that were being put together today. So I walked down towards Belgravia because I knew from last year that they had loads of flower displays. So just by Peggy Portion is where you'll see the dinosaur and the panda bears if you are in London at the same time as me. There's another place called Eccleston Yard where there is a biscuiteer shop. It's really cute, and you can get glasses of champagne, which me and Mr. Carrington did last year. They also had a flower display inside there. Now there wasn't as many as last year, but again I could have just been early. There may be more flower displays on the Monday. You may notice a theme. The theme for this year is movies, so a lot of these floral displays are going to be themed. I seen a My Fair Lady one. I actually seen them setting up a Lion King one down there at Sloane Square, so I think that one's going to be finished tomorrow. So very fun. One of the rules for this flower competition is that all of the flowers have to be real, and you can get like gold, silver and bronze, so they do get graded as well. I'm not sure when it happens, but the flower displays do be up for a week. And I remember chatting to someone last year and they were saying how like they have to be watered a couple of times a day, especially if it gets hot. They also top up the flowers. A lot of the flowers do actually have lots of bees around them, but I do wonder about the kind of sustainability of it, because you're just whacking up flowers. Now the displays are absolutely stunning, and the creativity and work that goes into them, but it's a shame that they don't last as long. So just off King's Road, there is the cutest little hidden garden centre. I wouldn't even call it a garden centre. It's like a garden shop, a mini nursery. It's called the Chelsea Gardener, and it has everything in it. They've even got like bags of compost and pots and everything, and it's just this little hidden gem. And there's also a coffee shop, and there's a couple of other little places to eat around there. Some of them weren't open on the Sunday, but I spent a good couple of minutes rummaging around here, because you know I love a good garden centre. So if you are in this area and you're just rambling, maybe check it out, because it was a nice little relaxing spot from the busyness of King's Road. So, like I was saying about accommodation being expensive, for example, the hotel that I stayed in last year was £700 this year for the same dates. I think last year I paid maybe £300 for 2 nights. It was £700 for the 2 nights. And I don't know if they're charging extra because there's floral displays around, I don't know. But the price jump of the hotels was a bit crazy. So I am staying in this place. I think it's good value considering everything is kind of spendy. It's like a little studio apartment. I actually have a kind of a nice view. I have a little kitchen, and I would definitely stay here again. A little bit rough around the edges, but I think I paid £300 for the 2 nights. But I'm in Chelsea, I'm right in the middle, and I can walk to the Chelsea Flower Show. So I am a 5-minute walk to a tube stop, the Kensington and Chelsea tube stop, or you can walk the other direction and you're at Sloane Square and you're on King's Road. So location is really good. So I'll give you a little look around. So there is my bed area. I have a little kitchen table and everything. And these are just my dresses for, well, I think I'm wearing this one tomorrow. It's not actually that tiny, it's just the back is crisscross. You'll see it tomorrow anyway. And this, I love the print of this, but I think I'm going to wear this on Tuesday because it's nice and maxi and it's nice and light. But this, I think I'm going to wear to Chelsea. I think that's more of a Chelsea dress. I mean, they're both floral. So I have like a little TV. I actually have loads of floor space for activities. I have full length mirror, hello, and over here is my little kitchenette. So I have, well, first of all, I have milk for me tea. There's a Sainsbury's local next door, so I have milk for me tea. And then, yeah, you have your kettle toaster. There's also fairy washing up liquid and a few cleaning bits, which I wasn't expecting. And then in the bathroom, there was toiletries, and I wasn't expecting that either. I was expecting to have to pop into the Sainsbury's next door to get some soap and bits, but there's actually a few little trinkets there. So you've got shower, bath, like everything is clean. Like it's a little rough around the edges. I'll show you the view. I think one of the windows, there's a little bit of damage on it, but like I'm up so high that I don't think anyone can climb in here. So yeah, I don't really know what my view is of, because I think down there is the river and down there is the Chelsea Flower Show, I think. Or is it down there? I'm not sure, but nice decent view. I actually like that view, that's not terrible. And then there's another window over here, but see what I mean about the damage? Listen, it's not too offensive. Can I share a little travel hack if you're not feeling too fresh when you're traveling? These are, not opening for me. These are oral rehydration, what are they? ORS, sport, mixed berries, hydration tablets. I take 2 in a bottle of water, and because I find when you're traveling, I don't know, if you're like me, I'm conscious of like, if I'm on the trainers or if I know I'm getting a train, I'm like, oh, I won't drink that because I'll need to pee. And then when I get to my destination, I am like dehydrated. So hydration tablets, I swear by them. Boom. Boom. Also, I was passing Anthropology and there's a pop-up shop for the new, this is a new brand by Kittens. It's a I hope I'm saying this right, C. Atherley geranium #1, but I just got the geranium hand cream, and the 2 ladies were so lovely. The pop-up shop is there until, is it the 1st of June or the 2nd of June? It's literally a pop-up shop, but there was a really pretty display. You would have seen it in the footage, but I bought the hand cream because I put too much of the tester on and it just smelled lovely, and my hands, you know me for hands, I'm always in the garden and they're super dry. So yeah, that's her new brand, because I didn't realise Kittens sold Kittens. I actually went to a talk years ago in, I can't remember the hotel in Dublin, the one that's down by the 3 Arena, I think it was that hotel, and she was doing like a talk, and I just found her story like so interesting, but I didn't realise she sold the business, I think. Anyway, fair play to her. I'm sure life is hard when you're a CEO, but apparently she has a greenhouse as well, and that's where the inspiration came for the geranium collection. And I'm like, oh, I love that. I would totally sell my business for a few million so I could sit in my greenhouse with my geraniums. Life will be more peaceful. I hope this doesn't explode. Do you ever see any videos where they shake it and then poof? No, we're good. And for tomorrow is, I'm going to get up early and I want to get all of the footage for you guys before I meet up with the other guys, because I'll end up messing and I'll end up being distracted and I'll end up not getting footage. So I think I'm going to get up early, and on the walk down to Chelsea I'll get video footage of those pretty displays because they should be finished. Now if I go out this evening, like the people have been working on them all day, and I walk the length of King's Road and walk back, and they have been working on them all day. And I actually said to one of the girls, I was walking into, I think, a shop called Rixo. It was a dress shop. It was too expensive. I walked back out. But the girl was there doing a display, and I was like, well done. Your display looks amazing. You should be so proud of yourself. And she was like, oh my God, thank you. So yeah, they've been working on displays all day, and they all have to be fresh flower displays as well. So I'm going to have a little nap because I was up really early and I felt really antsy, and I've been walking around the past 3 hours waiting for my room to be ready. So I'm going to have a little nap, and I might actually go back out this evening to see if some of the flower displays are finished. If not, I'm just going to get dinner, have an early night. I think I might get up at 6 in the morning, get ready and go down, leave for Chelsea after 7, get a coffee, and yeah, make my way down and be there for maybe like 8, allow myself time to stop along the way. I know that's early, but I really want to photograph the displays when there's no people. Anyway, that's the plan. Good morning everybody. I just wanted to give you a little floral Chelsea outfit of the day. This is my floral maxi. Now it is backless. Hang on and I'll show you. It's easier to do this on my phone. I feel like I can't get the angle, but she is maxi. This is petite and it's backless. Let me try and show you the back. That's the number for Chelsea. However, I am wearing a backpack for my camera and bits, so I don't know how much of my back will be on display. I better actually put some sun cream on it, because that could get 2 stripy tan lines on the back. But this is what I'm wearing, I'll get you a little close-up of the floral fabric. Sorry, my camera is in the way. So it's lovely little dainty flowers, and I just thought it was very Chelsea appropriate, and it wasn't like too expensive. I think I paid £60, which is a bit on the dear side. I did try and see if I could get it off Depop before I bought it, but there was none. Now I am going to be wearing my white Converse with it because your girl does an awful lot of walking on show day, and I'm going to be walking down to the venue as well. My backpack, you guys, hang on, this is actually my floral backpack, and I think you guys will love this. I got this excuse me, I'm a bit hoarse this morning. I got this, what brand is it? Skinny Dip, but I got it years ago, like, oh god, good couple of years ago. But I love that it's kind of got that wickery material, lovely floral display on the front of it. It's like embroidery, and I just think these are really fun. I'm sure if you search the brand Skinny Dip on eBay, you might find this bag and get a second hand, but has nice straps as well. It's handy for days like this. It's just I need a backpack for my camera. The lens that I use for photography is a bit bigger than my normal vlog one, and yeah, I need extra battery packs because things be running low, and I also need snacky snacks. And as promised, I'm up early. I'm going to brush my teeth, I'm going to quickly eat a breakfast, and then I'm going to head out and get footage and lots of Chelsea flower shows, abundance of flowers. It's also sunny this morning. I'll give you a little look. So this is a lovely start to the morning. The sun set down there yesterday evening, which is really nice. I think sunrise must be over here, but at least I have a nice sunny morning, so let's get going.
It's funny how my heart is wired. It doesn't make any sense to me, but who am I to question my feelings? I'm leaving you for someone else, but it's not who you might think it is. It's someone who you're already loving. I've been over this for a long time now, and I finally know where my heart is. This is our last kiss, and I hope you know that
Welcome to the RHS Chelsea Flower Show 2023, and it is my pleasure to ramble around and show you Chelsea through my eyes. So obviously you can check out the BBC if you want to know the proper plant definitions and the Latin names and information. I unfortunately don't have that knowledge for you, but I do. My goal is always to give you some inspiration for your own garden. So if there's something that you like and you get inspired, do pause, take a screenshot and get all of the inspiration. So I made sure to arrive a little bit earlier because it does get a little bit busy around about 11 o'clock, and I wanted to get footage of the show gardens before it got too busy. So I have loads and loads of show gardens to show you. I think in total there's 35 gardens at Chelsea. So there does be the larger ones as you kind of come in on the right hand side, and as you walk around there is smaller ones then at the back, and then there's a little walkway where you'll find things like balcony gardens and postcard size gardens. This garden here was one of my favourites. If you look closely, they have used stone as an edging for the raised beds, and I just love the materials that they've used because it seemed really achievable for me. So if you have maybe a patch in your garden and you're looking for ways to do some edging, I love that they use stone, and there's like rocks as well, and I just like how it's a bit unfinished looking, but it looks like something I could do, if that makes sense. And this Mediterranean style garden was also one of my favourites. And normally I'm more of a cottage garden kind of planter, but I love how your garden can literally transport you to another place. Because when I was looking at this garden with all the kind of terracottas and the stones, literally felt like I was, I don't know, in south of France or in an Italian garden. So as well as the show gardens, just for anybody who hasn't been to Chelsea, it's like, you know, kind of your garden shows where you also have, you know, exhibitors and people who sell stuff. So there was, you know, the greenhouse sellers. There was this amazing shepherd's hut with this like copper bathtub in it. There can be some spendy stuff, but there was also some stuff. I picked up this little hedgehog thing for the garden, which I'll show you later in the video when I'm packing up my suitcase. So yes, there is absolutely the spendy garden stuff, but I found there was also more affordable stuff. There's this row and it has all of the little shops and boutiques, and there was like the Laura Ashley shop, Sophie Alport, and like there was so many. So I normally leave that till the end, and I walk down the little shopping pavilion after I do the grand pavilion when I'm on the way out, in case I do pick up anything and buy anything. Also, you know, I was with Mr. Carrington, so if you head over to Mr. Carrington's channel, he has more of the banter and the chats in his vlog. So if you want to go and check out his vlog, I think it might be up by the time mine goes up, or maybe it might be up on his Sunday video. But unfortunately, for some reason, the mic on my camera decided not to record when me and him were chatting. So I've missed my chatty footage that I have with Mr. Carrington, but do head over to his YouTube channel and you can check it out. I also got to meet Niall Gardens, so I'm sure you guys follow him on YouTube. You can go and check him out. He's also on Instagram. He's another Irish YouTube channel, and he does really good garden content and really informative too. And I also got to bump into that girl Emma as well that I was saying about earlier in the video. So do you know what, it was really nice to just chat to people. I was like, I've made loads of friends today, as cheesy as that sounds. And I also was chatting to, you know, some of the companies that I had, you know, chatted to before in the past. So yeah, everyone just seemed to be in really good form. There's a lot to be said for flowers and lifting your mood. If you head on over to the RHS website, you'll get some information on the show gardens and kind of the backstory and the inspiration on them. And also, if you're like me, all week on the BBC, there does be, I think, an hour every day. I think they have a lunchtime section, which I sometimes miss if I'm working. But there was, yesterday evening when I came back from Chelsea, at 7:30, there was an hour episode, which I watched it, even though I had been there. But I know some of the guys overseas can't get that. You have to pay for something called BritBox. But I think you can access the website anyway for more information. Okay, let's go somewhere so exciting. So I booked myself and Mr. Carrington to go to the cat cafe. So we went to the new Java Whiskers. I think this one is, they do have another one that's opened the other side, kind of near Marleyborough. I think you can Google it and see. But I went to the one in White City at the shopping centre. So what I liked about Java Whiskers is all of the kittens and the cats are up for adoption. So they come from like a rescue centre that they have partnered up with. And then they're in the cafes, and there's a little book you'll actually see at the end where it shows the cats that have gone off to be adopted. So if you are in the UK or if you're around London and you want to just chill with some cats, you can book a slot. We actually got some lunch there. We got some toasties, some coffee, and a cheeky little kitten decided to drink our water, but it's okay because he was adorable. There's two sections. There is a kitten lounge and then there's a cat lounge. So I booked, I think, an hour and a half, and towards the end I asked could we go inside to the cat lounge. Now you're not normally allowed to swap and change, but she sprayed us down and she put these like things on our feet. So there are house rules. You have to take your shoes off. Obviously you're not allowed just pick up the cats. You have to you can play with them, you can rub them, but you have to let them come to you. And there's also limited numbers on how many people can be in the room. So I have been to cat cafes in the past and I found them to be too busy, and I've witnessed people picking up the cats, but there was none of that here. It was lovely and calm. But we got to go into the cat lounge then as well, where we met some of the cats who are also up for adoption. And yeah, we just got to sit and drink coffee with them and chill. Good morning. I have a Hedgehog to show you. I'm tired today. Oh, let me fix my camera. Apologies if there's an annoying beep in the background. 'Tis London. I have the window open because it's a bit stuffy, and I think there's like a building site over there. We Hedgehog. There was this stand. I'm going to get the name actually of the company. Hang on. I took their business card. So I bought this, and this will go rusty. It's one of those metal things that it will have a lovely orange like patina on it. It gets that rusty patina. So the one she had on display was rusty, and she's like, I'll give you a fresh one, pop it in your garden. And I actually don't know how long it'll take to go rusty. Hopefully not too long, but it has that lovely like aged patina once it gets going, and it is kind of quite sharp because he is a fox. So, or a hedgehog. It does fit in my case, which is grand, but I wonder will the security scanner in the airport be like, what is this? I also got a cute apron of Floral, which matches my wallpaper, but the company for the hedgehog is mrfoxesgarden.com. That's why I got confused calling it a fox. So mrfoxesgarden.com, and they had a stand on the row where there was the long row where there is shops and stuff. And then I got this Laura Ashley garden apron, which looks pretty similar to my wallpaper. So I also love, hang on, I'll give you a little demonstration. I'm sorry about the sound. The mic that I use on my vlog camera is not as good as the mic that I use at home. So yeah, can you see the old apron? She's a little pocky here. Little pucky there. I have a little bit of time to kill before, what a luxury to have time to kill. I have some time to kill before I go back to the airport and I have to make my way back. But there is a garden museum. Now it's not huge, it's small, and it's the other side of the river. But I think I'm going to get a tube and go over to it and have a little walk around. Like, I could go to the big museums, but to be totally honest, I'm kind of still overwhelmed from yesterday and I'd like to go somewhere a bit quieter. So I think there is like a garden cafe there as well. So I think I might get some lunch there and check it out, and then I need to do a little bit of work, so I'm kind of looking for somewhere quiet where I can sit with my laptop for an hour or two before I have to get the Gatwick Express and fly back. But I think we should go and check out that little garden museum. Might be fun. It's not too far, it's only a couple of tube stops. It's like Green District line. I don't have to change tubes, if that makes sense. I think it's like 4 stops up across the river and then like a 5-minute walk down. The weather is nice again today, so I think it will be a nice stroll. So come along for that. So I actually treated myself to a bit of a bougie breakfast. So there was a Dalesford Farm cafe thing just on the same street. It's literally a 2-minute walk from the hotel that I stayed in. So I decided to treat myself, fill my belly and get a decent breakfast. There's also a farm shop downstairs. So as you walk in, there's like a food shop and a takeaway cafe and you can sit outside, or you can go upstairs and there's a cafe. And then you can go down to the basement and there's a small little bit of like homewares and things like that. So it's not huge, but it was nice to go inside and yeah, have a nice breakfast. So I popped onto the tube and I got off at Westminster. So I hopped on at South Kensington, got off at Westminster, crossed the bridge. You can get some cute pictures of Big Ben, and you also have the London Eye. I think I have a really old London vlog where I went on the London Eye. I'll try find it. So I walked down to the garden museum, which is so cute, and do you know what, it's in a quiet kind of area, but it's only about a 10-minute walk from Big Ben, but it does get like less touristy and quiet. Inside the garden museum there is a coffee shop, so you can just come in and grab a coffee and have some food, or I paid extra so that I could go up. There is a tower, lots of steps, so you'll see it at the end. So there's a tower inside, and then there is exhibitions, and it's like a small museum. So I think this was a church, St. Mary's Church. I'm not too sure. You'll have to give that a little Google to fact check me. But one of the guys was saying that when I was buying my ticket, I was like, oh, it's a really nice building. And he said that it was once going to be flattened for a car park and they saved it. So we love to see it. So there was a couple of different areas inside of the museum that you could check out. There was a section where there was some old tools upstairs, old like seed packets and like a little bit of history. There was also some paintings as well. So it was nice to just have a potter. It's not a huge museum. Like you'd probably walk around it in about 30-40 minutes, maybe an hour if you climb up to the top of the tower. And if you do go up to the top of the tower, you'll see at the footage at the end there is a lovely view, and there was nobody at the top of the tower. So I think it's a bit of a hidden gem if you're maybe looking to get a view or a picture that no one else has.
Like you like me too. We can take it slow, make sure we do this right. Canceled all my plans to be with you tonight. So just sit with me, talking to the night until the morning, building chemistry. I don't think I ever wanna go come closer next to me. Trying to find another way to say this, but I think we were meant to be. You make me anxious.
All of the things you did for me. For me, it seems that you're dropping clues. There's no need to rush, so let's just take our time. Dropping everything, 'cause you're stuck on my mind. My mind. So just sit with me, talking to the night until the morning, building chemistry. I don't think I ever wanna go, come closer next to me. Trying to find another way to say this, but I think we were meant to be. Oh, we were meant to be. Oh, we were meant to be. Oh, we were meant to be. So just sit with me, talking through the night until the morning, building chemistry. I don't think I ever wanna go, come closer next to me. Trying to find another way to say this, but I think you were meant to be with me, talking to the night until the morning, building chemistry. I don't think I ever wanna go, come closer next to me. Trying to find another way to say this, but I think we were meant to be.
So after the garden museum, the weather was just nice and I was just strolling. Like I said, I had the luxury of killing time. So I just strolled down the river and I crossed over further down past the London Eye and into Covent Garden. Now, sometimes, like years ago, I've been here and around Chelsea time, they've had like floral displays. I remember one year I got a picture of this like pink floral car, but there was actually nothing. So I was a little bit disappointed. So I just had a stroll down into Neil's yard and then I actually got some lunch in, there's like a food marketplace not too far from there. So I got some lunch and then just started heading back to my hotel because I needed to collect my case. But I did get some more floral displays. Sun is in my eyes. I just realised I need to end my vlog because I need to go back to my hotel and I hope there's not a lot of background noise. I need to head back to my hotel, get my case and head home. But I did go on like some ramble today. Sorry, there was a man looking at me. I did go on a really good ramble today. I'd say I didn't have my Fitbit on today, but it was a good 20,000 steps. So I'm going to end it there because it's getting noisy. If you enjoyed this vlog, thumbs up, cheeky thumbs up for the longer video. Hit the like button, subscribe button, you know the drill. And I'll see you on Sunday.